Everybody, welcome back to the channel. Beautiful. Well, it's freaking covered. It's gray outside. It's not a pretty day. We got a lot of ice covering everything. Oh, winter in Switzerland, man. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Anyway, today we're going to talk about getting out there in the outdoors and maybe how to protect your shoes a little bit. Hang in there. We're going to talk about it. Be right back with you. Hello everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Before we get started, I'd appreciate it if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. Share with your friends and enemies. Give me a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. Hit that notification button. You know, I try to make 2 videos per week. Some of them are good, some of them not so good. The numbers are shocking. Anyway, I really appreciate it. And if you'd like to participate financially, I'd appreciate it going to my PayPal and donating if you could. That helped me out. I don't like the idea of soliciting money, but you know what? It's becoming more and more difficult to do all the things I do, and I could use a little bit of help doing that. I'd really appreciate it. Well, let's get started. Who goes hiking? Who goes in the outdoors? Winter, summer, spring, fall, all year round. And there are some things you can counter. In the wintertime, of course, it's going to be snow, cold, icy rain. In the summertime, it could be rain, crossing creeks, this kind of stuff like that. And something that I've always carried with me and always used is our gaiters, okay? And these are the Helicon Tex gaiters right here that I've tested out, which I like a lot. I love the layout. I love the style of them. I love how they're built. The problem is for me is they're a little bit tight. I have a 49 centimeter calf muscle, and these things are a little bit tight. So what I do, though, went out and got the OR, the regular OR brand, and these aren't the Gore-Tex ones, which is what I would really like to get my hands on, or the Gore-Tex ones in Coyote or something like that. But anyway, these are really nice right here. They do the same job. The problem we run into, if you're crossing a creek, you can put these right here on, and they'll actually help protect you a whole lot when it comes to keeping water from going up inside your boot. Believe it or not, it will help a good bit. Or if you're out in a lot of damp grass, it'll keep your pants dry, keep your socks dry, this kind of stuff. And you want to keep that area as dry as possible. Even if it's raining, I'll wear a long parka, and instead of wearing wet weather pants, I'll wear gaiters. And the heat of my body usually warms up and dries off my upper legs pretty quickly. But this right here are really good, and in the wintertime help keep you a little bit warmer, also keep you drier, and they protect you from the cold and from the elements, getting ice and snow, this kind of stuff. And if you hike out or you do some cross country skiing, this kind of stuff, it's nice to have a good pair of gaiters on you and to use them. The problem that I've seen with gaiters is that they have this metal hook right here, okay? And sometimes this thing is a pain in the butt, and with time, it can start damaging your boots. Now, let me show you where the hook lays at right here. It lays right here at your laces right here. Well, now these Helicon Tex ones use a plastic hook right here. But, you know, quite often it's not tight enough, and sometimes this will pop out. This right here, the hook will. And if it pops out because your laces are quite thin or something like that, then what will happen is that it will just, your gaiters will start raising up, you know. But it's really nice, okay? And these are really nice gaiters right here from Helicon Tex. And if you notice, you know, they do come out down over the boot really well, you know. Now, there are some countries, like in Finland, you can find full, complete encapsulating gaiters that are like a boot, that over boot that you can wear over tennis shoes even. And they have a tread on, which is a really nice idea. I think it's a great idea. One of the problems is that in summertime here, or in humid areas, you're going to start sweating in those things. So you want something that these are here. These have to be some Gore-Tex light hiking boots. Well, hiking boots. These are Gore-Tex combat boots, and I just wear a thicker sock in them, you know, in the wintertime. Okay, can't afford those expensive winter boots yet, but for just a few months out of the year for hiking and getting outdoors. But these are here. These do very well. Now, you use them all the time. I protect them. You see, They've been worn. They've been out in the outdoors. But if I want to protect them, and you can do this here also works with tennis shoes also, because tennis shoes, you have a lot of runners who wear gaiters, okay? They wear the small gaiters or the half gaiters. And the technique I'm about to show you is going to help protect your laces, because it's going to damage your laces. And it also can keep this in position, okay? So let me get right back to you and show you what I'm talking about. So what have I done here? Well, I went out. I went out and I thought, how am I going to protect that? I don't want to put tape on it, but I went out and found something else, and I got a box of these right here. And what this is the shrink wrap, or the heat shrink tubes that you use for electricity, this kind of stuff, okay? And what I've done is I've measured the distance across the front lace here, okay? And I cut this thing to fit, okay? I cut what I need with a pair of scissors, all right? There we go. And this is what I have left over. I pull the laces out. Well, I've lost a piece. Well, let me get the piece I lost here, excuse me. Don't want to lose this thing. It's $20 that box of them right there. And I slid it to the middle and relaced them and put them on the boot. Okay, and there you go. All right, now you could dip. I happen to have several colors of this stuff right here. I couldn't find coyote. That would have been nice to have found coyote or brown, but I have black, and this black is fine. And I put that over there. And now you can heat treat it, by the way, if you want to. You can heat treat it. It will shrink up, but if after time, if this damages or gets older, it's gonna be more difficult to slide that off or cut that off, okay? Because these laces right here are not cheap. You go out and buy new laces. Sure, you can put 550 cord on them, but the problem with 550 cord and a lot of nylon materials, and even these right here, they're going to absorb about 3% of humidity, okay? And they're going to make them swell up, okay? So you have to always be careful about your, we want to protect that knot also, so that it's not always in the wet, because it makes it much more difficult. But you can also wash your laces, which is a good idea when you wash your boots, or if you use leather laces. This right here also helps. Anyway, I've slid this over right here so that this can protect against the hook. So let me show you. So as you can see, the hook is passed through. Now this is pulled up a little bit because they're not completely as tight as they could be around, but this protects that lace from the edges of the hook right here, okay? And it's less likely to pull out, okay? As you walk, you flex your foot, this kind of stuff. This is less likely to pull up because this rubber is going to hold it in place, okay? Let me show you. So there you go. It slides from the inside out, which is actually a pretty good concept also, okay? But it really holds on. It's not going anywhere. This thing right here, no matter what kind of rattling you do, you really have to, it's not that easy to pull off, which is the idea. You want to hold on, stay in position. So as you hike and you walk, this is not going to quickly, first of all, cut your laces and wear out your laces, and it's not going to friction, and it's not going to be so easy to pop off. So you want that to be able to do that. So there you go. Very simple concept. I'm curious to know what you guys think about it. I like it. It's not a brand new concept for me, but the shrink wrap, I think that's a great idea. And there are so many other things you can do with the shrink wrap. For example, your pull ties on your stuff, especially in wintertime, your bag, this kind of stuff. You want it to be able to be easier to pull with your gloves on. Now, the U.S. Army has gone to, and give me just a sec, to using such stuff. This is not a shrink. This is actually a piece of rubber hosing. That's a really nice color, which I can't find. And it's not really paracord. It's another kind of cord they're using here. But they've gone to this concept. So with a pair of gloves, you can easily zip or unzip a pouch, And so this is the same thing you can do with the heat shrink tape. You can actually slide it, a larger caliber of it, larger over some 550 cord. You can leave it there, or you can heat it up so that it seals it up. You put a little knot in the end of it, so you have a much bigger grasp of a bag or a jacket or your backpack or whatever, a pouch. So you can have easier access to get into it, even with a big pair of heavy gloves on, or if your hands are cold, or if you have arthritis, or you got your hands full. So anyway, the heat shrink tape, like I said, this right here comes in a lot of colors. So if you have like a first aid kit, which is really nice. I mean, you can go into here and, grab some red. There are some blue ones, white ones, and there are some pretty large caliber ones in here also, but they're quite thin. Like I said, they wouldn't be the same as right here, but here you have this right here. I mean, this is half the size, it's flat to fit inside the case, but you have all these possibilities. And if you have a bunch of cords together, or you want to, you know, even if you have like a simple situation where you have different kind of cords going to something, you want to be able to identify them much quicker, you can put that on it, and it'll help in doing that. Make it a little bit easier for you to access your gear, open a pouch, this kind of stuff. I like to find this right here, this tubing right here is a really nice tubing, and you could probably use other tubings also to do the same thing when it comes to your bags and this kind of stuff. Now, when it comes to your boots, you got to be aware of the diameter of the cord that's using to do it with. And if it's too big, you're not going to be able to get these hooks on there. And that defeats the purpose also, because you want to be able to wear the gaiters, okay? There are other concepts you can use, other processes, but this right here is probably one of the easiest ones I've seen. And this will probably outlast the parachute cord on your boots. And I've had these boots right here for some years now. They're well broken in, very comfortable. But you can get you a new pair of boots and do this immediately to protect them. And yeah, there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. I'd like to know what you do, or if you've thought about doing this. And if you haven't, have you gotten something out of it? I really appreciate it. And I look forward to, I want to thank you guys for coming to see the video. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hope you all have a pleasant day, a good weekend, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye.